Hello and welcome back to the Flat Chat. I'm Henry, here with Aaron, Jacob and Callum. If you have been enjoying our videos recently, hit the subscribe button. We're aiming for 1,000.
Definitely aiming for 1,000.
Aiming for 1,000.
By the end of the season, I'd say.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Maybe even before, who knows? We're going at a good wee rate here.
Yeah, we've got a bunch of new people here. Hello everyone.
From TikTok especially. Yes. Also like and comment below your top 10 what we're doing today. So today we are doing top 10 Premier League midfielders of all time. They are central players, CDMs, CMs and CAMs.
Yeah.
Of course, as I said, comment your list below. Maybe in the future as well, we might use some of the people's lists that keep commenting regularly. We might give you a wee message and get your list on one of these videos.
I like it.
Gives you a wee incentive to put your top 10.
Of course.
But we just get straight into it.
Yeah.
There was 13 names sent today.
That's a lot less than our previous
That's
list.
a lot less.
I'll say the 9 people that submitted the lists, obviously us 4.
Yep.
Then we've got Scott, Jamie, Ryan, Stu, Grant, and who's the last one? Last Sunday? Oh no, that might be it.
I think that's 9,
Yeah, that's 9.
And you had one that was a little bit late.
Yeah.
Just a wee bit.
Andy Kyle submitted his list late.
Too late.
Terrible timekeeping.
Shocking.
Disgraceful.
A poor from a Flat Chat legend.
You'd expect
But
that.
you expect so much better from
Yeah.
him.
Right, let's cut the waffle. 13th place, so honourable mentions.
Okay.
He came 10th in one list. He got a point. It was Ryan's list.
Mm-hmm.
This player was a very good player. It is Michael Essien.
Very
Yeah,
good.
very good player.
Yeah. That goal against Barcelona is the Vieira might. Well,
That's Champions League one.
Yeah.
that's precisely it though. Yeah.
He also had one, I think, against Liverpool, maybe. An absolute belter.
He did top corner at
That's
Anfield.
Arsenal
I was
as
going to
well.
say, he loved a thunder, you know what.
You can say it, it's YouTube.
Thunder bastard.
Thunder Strike.
I was thinking Thunder cunt.
Yeah, you could go that. But, you know,
Too early for that.
What earth's a Thunder bastard?
basically the same as what you said.
No. Anyway.
12th place,
Mm-hmm.
next honourable mention. 5 points.
Ooh.
Big jump.
Grant 6.
6.
Right, so it's a bad pick.
It is Paul Gascoigne.
Right, I feel like that's a Rangers thing rather than a Premier League thing.
I think it's a Grant thing if I'm honest. When did he watch him play?
Right,
You watched the DVDs, haven't you?
All the best from Gascoigne was for England, for Rangers.
Yeah.
Like that's when he. That's basically. When
Does
he did
anyone
the best
remember him at Spurs? Like,
Yes.
work. I mean, lots of people do, but not as.
How
Before
do
that.
you remember him at Spurs?
Did they not score was it an FA Cup final winning goal?
Okay, that's not the Premier League.
I just remember him scoring a Euros goal against Scotland,
Was
so I
it
hate
not?
him for that.
I don't think Spurs won the FA Cup then. I
No.
think Spurs' last FA Cup was.
I might be wrong then.
Yeah.
61.
Yeah, he scored a lot. He scored a lot of goals.
I'm
for
pretty
Spurs,
sure
but-
no. They've won the FA Cup more recently than that.
I think so.
Yeah, I think they won in the 90s. I think Cesc Fabregas did win.
Maybe
I
did
think he did.
Probably
I think he did.
Again,
Fact check it, comments.
again, not the Premier League one.
No.
So,
Yeah.
It's a bad shooting Grant. That's probably why he's
Top
never
top
gonna get
player
on.
though,
Yeah.
and I love him, but
What,
no.
Grant? No.
That's so harsh.
Grant's not a top player.
Anyway, what's
You
that?
think so?
Oh, it's that harsh.
Right, 11th place, 1 point extra. This player got 6 points. He was Grant's 9th, Stu's 9th, Scott's 10th, and someone here's 10th.
We looked at it first. I'm going to go
Should
out.
be-
Yeah, it's probably mine.
It is Aaron's 10th. It is Makalele.
Okay, Claude. Nice.
Big Claude.
Big Claude.
He had a position named after him.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
called Kante though. That's what I call it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like Kante's the more well-known one now, obviously.
No, it's the Makalele's the original.
Yeah.
Kante went and perfected it for me.
Yeah.
But I watched Kante. I didn't really watch Makalele.
I think
It's that recency bias for me.
Yeah.
It's
Top
a
player.
fair shout for Makalele. I just did forget about him because I didn't watch enough of him.
I didn't forget. I just
You just didn't put him in.
didn't make my top 10.
Fair enough.
That's how it goes.
On to the actual top 10.
I was quick to get into the top 10.
And I'm
It
interested,
felt nice, didn't
Yeah.
it?
I'm interested to see the actual order of this and like how
Yeah.
it goes.
Right. 10th place got 13 points. So a bit of a jump. So this is definitely the top 10. It's
Yeah.
not tight.
There's no debate.
Yeah. He was my 10th, Stu's 10th, Jamie's 10th, Aaron's 9th, and both your boys 7th. It is N'Golo Kante.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
I feel like that's a fair place to put Kante. Just above, obviously, Makalele.
Jacob and
In
Callum. You highly rate him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He won the Premier League at Leicester and was unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Made Danny Drinkwater look like a player. Went over to Chelsea and won the Premier League again, and then has just been excellent ever since as well.
Yeah.
Been one of Chelsea's few consistent
Yeah, I
players
think
for
a big-
6-7 years.
A big part of why they're not great now is because they haven't lost Kante. Well, they have really.
He's been
They've
injured.
lost
He's
what
been
Kante
injured.
was
Yeah.
because he's not been there. He's not been fit.
Yeah.
Kane's
yeah.
lost a lot of his more recent productive years to injuries really
Yeah.
bad.
Now, what he did
That's
was
why
crazy.
he's my 10th. It had to be in the top 10.
Oh, of course.
but
absolutely.
longevity hurts him a bit, and so does injury prone.
Yeah, that's
I
a
think
fair
just
point.
what boosted him in ours is that Leicester City story.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
was.
story's good.
And then just 1 year later winning it again.
I'm with you, Jacob.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Well done, bro. I like it.
Right. 9th place, 14 points.
Ooh,
So one
just
extra
ahead.
point.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll go reverse order again. We've got Jacob's 10th, Jamie,
I know who it is.
Scott, and Ryan's 9th, Callum's 8th,
Yep.
and my 7th.
He almost didn't make it in mine, which would have been a travesty.
It's David Silva.
Yeah, player.
Ooh.
Jacob actually sent me a list, didn't have him in, and had Michael Carrick.
That's a smelly.
That's
bit.
a stinky shirt.
He
Wow.
Carrick's unbelievable.
Like, I know they didn't make your list, but that's sackable.
No,
It's definitely worse than Defoe.
Is it worse?
No,
Is it worse than Defoe?
both are great shots.
Defoe's top 10.
To explain to you, Jacob had Defoe as his top 10
Yeah,
strikers.
Defoe's
So-
Defoe's a better shout than Carrick.
You think Defoe's better than Carrick?
Yes.
As for a midfielder?
Yeah.
Stuff.
It's like picking
Michael
Say
Carrick.
like Hamilton.
Apple
It's
to
like-
orange.
Michael Carrick started for Man United when they were the best team in the league every single week.
No, I.
If anyone does that
The team was
nowadays,
in though as well. There's
Yeah,
a
but
lot.
exactly.
It was just surrounded by better
and he
players on
still
all sides.
started every single game.
Anyway,
Let's actually talk about David Silva.
David Silva
Yeah, let's
was
talk.
a magician. Let's be real here.
Fantastic player.
If I was to describe each of the players on this list, he would be the first player I would go. That's magician. He is the magician. He was so good. He was though. You're laughing, Jacob.
Not one matter. You don't describe him as a magician.
No.
Not over
Man,
David Silva
man,
at all.
tie David Silva's
Aye, don't be
shoelaces.
silly now.
Nah, this guy. To be fair, I hear Callum on this
Well,
one.
Matt may be a better shot than Carrick though. No, I'm joking. It's not. That was too far. Too
No.
far.
See if Matt had stayed at Chelsea longer, I think he'd have made this
Maybe.
list.
Maybe.
There's Matt.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's my
I
shout.
think David Silva is undeniable in this list, and a lot of people left him out.
I left him out.
Aaron
Ma-
left him out.
Mainly because I forgot about him. That's the only reason.
Aaron
He played
left
a
him out.
lot where he played on the wing as well, because
Yeah.
like Man City kind of play their attacking midfielders wide.
Yeah.
He just played anywhere.
See this, I feel like you can't miss out David Silva if you've got Yaya Toure on your list, and that's where I think you probably will, won't you?
I've got.
I just
we'll
think
see,
they
we'll see, we'll
go
see.
hand in hand. They do. You go.
I actually
And
think,
Silva
I think
was-
I've put Silva 7th, so
That's quite
I've
hard.
rated high.
Deservedly,
I think he's probably better than Toure.
Maybe he is, but I just think I don't know how you've forgotten him if you've got Yaya Toure, and I'm assuming you do because you're not that.
We'll see.
We'll get to it.
We'll get to it. We'll talk
Yeah.
They
about it.
were the spine of an unbelievable side.
Yeah.
So Stu, Aaron, and Grant left Silva out.
Again?
Stu as well. He's not in good company there.
I mean, with Grant, to be fair, yeah. Like, I just forgot about him. I'm not involved with those two.
How can you forget about a player? You've got at least 3-4 days to come up with a list.
You only gave me 1 day to come up
When?
with this list.
How?
Actually, yesterday, and then we did
so
the video
you've got
today.
2 days then.
But I work heavy. I don't have time
So
to
does
find.
everybody else.
Why is this domestic? Right, what's next?
I just go next. Just go with it.
Typical Celtic fan being lazy. Who'd have thought it? Right, 8th place. We've got 26 points.
That's
Oh, that's-
a
what
Big
was the last
jump.
one?
Big job.
30, like 14.
Wow, that was a big jump.
This player was on everybody's list.
Is that the
Okay.
first one?
Yeah.
Nice.
It
Nice.
was Callum's 10th, mine and Jacob's 9th,
Okay.
Ryan, Grant and Aaron's 8th, Stu, Jamie and Scott's 7th.
Right. Okay.
That is Cesc Fabregas.
Yeah.
Again, I can agree with that, 100%.
A big thing for him was obviously he did a lot for Arsenal. He was like the youngest captain, wasn't he? But it was what he came back and did for Chelsea as well.
Excellent.
I think you've talked about it before, Jacob.
Yeah.
That pass for Charlotte. Had his connection with Diego
Yeah.
Costa.
They
If they'd
went-
spent more time together, you'd be talking about them like you do
Lampard.
Lampard, Drogba,
Yeah.
Kane, Son, Ronaldo, Rooney, Henri Perez. You'd be talking about them like that.
Yeah.
Fabregas and Costa. What a player.
They won the league just them two, just the way
On their
they
own,
yeah.
They were crazy.
So I'm pretty sure there was a game where Fabregas was on the bench and Costa's screaming at the manager, get Fabregas off,
Yeah.
get Fabregas
Like,
on.
he was a joke. He really was.
Yeah, honestly.
Both of them. Like incredible.
And also, like, his endurance was incredible. Of course, he scored a free kick for Arsenal with near enough a broken leg.
Oh, the penalty against Barca.
Oh, the penalty against Barca.
He scored a free kick against, I think it was Villa.
Again, it was
he broke his leg
for emergencies
taking a
only.
penalty against Barca, against his old club at obviously
Obviously, his new club before.
I think he would
sorry.
get higher up on this list if he didn't go to Spain for a few years.
Yeah. I mean, he was maybe a legend, but when he came back and he was expecting to come back to Arsenal, and Wenger didn't want him because he had Ozil at the time. And what a mistake! Imagine he came back to Arsenal. I'd be fighting for him first in this list.
I was going to say.
How could those two not play together either?
They definitely could have.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See, I was going to see if Cesc Fabregas had done what he done at Barcelona for like Chelsea when he come back, or like obviously did it.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, but let him
What
finish.
do you mean?
I was going to say, see if he'd stayed in the Premier League, not got to Barca, and continued up at that level, he'd be higher up in the list for me. I think he'd be top 5.
So you're saying he was better at Barca?
I think he had all of these prime years. at Barca.
That's the problem.
No, he didn't. He did a lot for
I disagree. I think
Spain. Yeah, maybe Spain. During those years at Barca, he was very good for Spain, I think. But
He was still good for
He didn't start every week for Barca.
Played lots of different positions as well.
he reminds me a wee bit of Coutinho's trip to
He
Barca.
was much better
In
at
and out.
Barca than Coutinho.
But I mean, as in it was a big signing for them. You thought it was going to be great for them. It was revolutionised them.
I think that's slightly harsh.
Maybe I'm just saying he was there and he didn't make the impact I thought he would, and I thought Coutinho was the same.
I do agree
he
with
was the same as Coutinho.
I do agree with Callum. If he continued on at Arsenal, I think I'd be fighting for him higher up on that list.
Oh, definitely.
Right, we'll move on from Fabregas. 7th place has 35 points. This is the first player where I've said before, there's people that are different ages when we give these lists. There's a generational gap in here. The younger people have got this player higher in their list.
Right.
What have Scott and Jamie done here?
He's Grant's 10th, Callum's 9th, Stu, Jacob, Heggy's 8th, Aaron's 7th. Now we've got the generational gap. We've got Jamie 6th, Scott 5th, Ryan 3rd.
Right, okay.
What did you Ryan?
Let's stop asking Ryan.
20.
Alright.
It's Yaya Toure.
Third.
If we're talking about seasons, then fair
If
enough.
you're talking about individual
Aye,
seasons, then
crimes, but then you'd have had Suarez first in the strikers list.
Yeah,
Scott did.
Like what?
Third is too high.
You've got to start asking your dad to get a wee bit more of a balance here. Like asking.
Yaya Toure is phenomenal though.
Yeah,
I don't think he's better than David Silva though.
No, I agree with that.
Yaya
I think the
Toure-
longevity for a list like this.
Yaya Toure could do everything.
Yeah,
Because he
could.
played centre half for a bit for Barcelona. The amount of goals he scored, the type of goals he scored, left foot, right foot, free kicks, penalties, open play. He genuinely could do everything.
Ridiculous.
Apart from a handle not being given birthday cake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he could just keep it going for longer.
Yeah.
His peak was so short.
It was so
Do you know
short.
what I think's crazy about him is that when he was at Barca, he was like a centre half.
That was wild.
Jacob Watley just said that.
What did you say?
He could play centre back in Barcelona.
I completely lost. I was not. Sorry, Jacob. I do think he talks sense. I just wasn't listening.
That's like
I was going to say.
You know what would be quite good? Yaya Toure could also play.
No, but isn't that mental? The fact he was a centre half and he moved his way up the pitch and he's
He's my hero.
That's what you believe
How
me
do you
to.
do that?
Jacob has got himself number 10 for his football team. He's a centre half and he can't accept it.
I'll be.
So-
I'll
I
be
think
at 20.
you will be
I was going to
Yaya
say, you have graduated in the level of shirt spots. I know it's a centre back, but number 10's a big shirt.
Yeah, exactly. I should be playing in the number 10.
I was going to say.
Or maybe you should do the noble thing and hand it on to an actual number 10.
That would be the
have any.
noble thing to do.
We don't have any.
he's just short.
Not big enough to wear this shirt. I've stretched it.
But no, I think again,
Yeah.
just how versatile Yaya Toure
I
was.
thought you were talking about me.
You're very versatile.
Very
as well,
versatile.
Jacob.
He's slipping him at left back, maybe the right back.
Also, slips in as manager on occasion.
Yeah, do it all.
Right, swiftly moving on. 6th place. Be back to a jump again. 42 points. Jamie and Scott had him 8th.
Right.
Ryan and Grant 7th. You three all had him 6th. Stu 5th and me 4th.
Okay.
It is Roy Keane.
Yeah. Are you? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really see any argument to that point.
I think he's.
I think our
Honestly-
issue is we didn't see him enough.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with that.
I think if we'd seen him more, we'd have probably. I think he's the sort of player we'd have absolutely loved in terms of this
Yeah.
tough tackling Premier League player that could also play. I think actually we would just.
I think there's a bit of hypocrisy in this couch with Roy Keane. Every week when we do this, people go, he was a captain. he was the best captain on.
I was
Premier League history.
I was trying to get a word in there over Jacob, and I was about to say, on this list, or in fact in any list, he's the best captain the Premier League's possibly ever seen. You two probably won't like this. Do you know, for me to liken him to someone, this is going to be crazy, it's going to really trigger people. He gives me like the elite Scott Brown vibes, doesn't he?
I mean, I love that.
It is though. He's like if Scott Brown is the Wish version of. He is though. He is. They just go about kicking everybody, and it's intimidating their opponents. It's brilliant, and that's why they're great.
But I think
that's what Roy Keane is the pioneer of shithousery.
But I think that's what's so good about Roy Keane is that he was phenomenal. Like at football.
Yeah, I have him 4th. I think he was exceptional.
Yeah, horrible person.
I think
great player.
I think he is the best captain in Premier League history.
Imani's been a fantastic player with that sort of psychological aspect. Because if you're standing next to Roy Keane in the tunnel as an opposition captain, back in the day you must have been terrible. Unless you're Patrick Vieira.
Remember when he called Patrick Vieira a coward to his face in the tunnel, and Vieira didn't even say anything back.
Exactly, like
he did get him. Vieira said.
He did. They both got in each other's heads. It was wild. I wish we'd seen that actually more than seeing you and Roy Keane.
Like, see if
was that game that happened? Man U won 4-2 at Highbury, didn't they?
I can't quite remember. That might be. Is that Pizzagate?
Pizzagate. Was that not
Pizzagate? Keane called Vieira a coward for picking on Neville, and then they went out and battled Arsenal. Ronaldo scored twice.
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was the one. Yeah.
I was going to say, if that moment happens in the modern Premier League today, it is probably one of the best moments you will ever see.
But Keane, top player.
Probably Keane nowadays though would have had a lot of red cards done by VAR.
Oh yeah, no, Keane. If Keane is playing now in this day and age, I don't think he's on this list because he's Lee Carmel.
He's a bit like Jordan Henderson as well.
I was going to say, but that's his job, isn't it?
Passion merchant. Yeah, passion merchant.
That is his job.
But we move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
5th place,
top 5,
59 points.
Okay. Again, another serious jump.
Everyone had this player between 6th and 3rd.
Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it?
Stu had him 6th.
Stu hates this man.
You know who it is.
It's one or two for me. It's one or two players, I think, for me. That's who this could be.
Stu has him 6th. Grant, Aaron, Heggie, Jacob, 5th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ryan, Callum, 4th. Jamie and Scott, 3rd. It is Paul Scholes sucks toes.
Oh.
Alright. I was going to say, I didn't realise he added that on his name.
He absolutely hates him.
I know.
I don't know why, it's unnecessary.
Only 2 people had Keane above Scholes, and it was me and Stu.
Yeah.
I think. Do you know what? I think a lot of us have got it in our heads because of the whole Scholes, Lampard, Gerrard thing. We've just kind of got them. Right, we just have to put them in the top 3, or maybe another player involved as well. So we just kind of think that he's better than Roy Keane. And that's probably what I've got. I think I'm guilty of that. But Scholes
was better than Roy Keane.
Scholes was incredible. Think about the way Iniesta and Xavi talked about him when they played against him.
Yeah.
Some of the goals he scored, the volleys, just the way he controlled a game. Yeah. He wasn't big as well. He was just this wee ginger, ugly rat.
He wasn't fast. He wasn't strong. Yeah. He wasn't tall. Yeah.
Do you know,
it was phenomenal.
I think the best thing about
who was able to give him all that protection? Michael Carrick. Massive
Jacob, stop.
You never even watched football back then, Adam.
Neither did you, but it sounds what you're saying. Let's not talk about Michael Carrick over Paul Scholes.
I think
not over Paul Scholes.
I think the best sentiment you can give to Paul Scholes was it was the ultimate professional. He came back after being retired and cruised it
and won the league again.
He was the reason they won that league.
You give Paul Scholes
it's RVP.
No, but he was a big part. They were trailing before he came back.
RVP was huge.
Yeah, he was.
I was going to say, you give the ball to Paul Scholes anywhere from like 25 to 30 yards out. It is very realistic chance it could go in.
He was a top player.
Top player.
I think what was good about him is that he passed it forward so often. Mm-hmm. Like Van Nistelrooy, I think, says he was his favourite to play with because he found him
all the time.
He could just run and he would look for him.
Top player.
Very good player.
Right, 4th place, 2 extra points.
Ooh.
Again, 6th to 3rd. All of these players that I'm
we knew who it was going to be in these positions.
I think these players as well, especially the last 2 in this one, they are totally interchangeable. No one can really argue with where you put them in your list.
Is there not 4 left here?
There's
4 there is 4, but I mean the 2 I've just said and this player in my opinion.
Oh, okay, I see.
So I've got him 6th. Callum and Ryan have him 5th. Jamie, Scott, Grant, Jacob 4th. Aaron and Stu 3rd. That is Vieira.
Wow, big Arsenal fans, you two.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've got nothing but good things to say about Patrick Vieira.
He was. I mean, we've talked. But a lot of what we're going to say
Basically
is we've
the
said
same.
about the Roy Keane thing. It was just he was also. If he was playing these days, he'd be sent off a lot more. As well. And he was sent off a lot back then as well.
So many.
But
I think
what
we would
player?
absolutely love watching him.
And we would. He's probably most similar to maybe a Yaya Toure in the way he drives with the ball on this list.
Arsenal have missed that sort of player.
Thomas Partey.
No. Up until maybe a year ago,
Aye.
since Vieira left.
Yeah, that's
You
sort
would
of like.
always say Arsenal amazing to watch, didn't quite have that backbone, basically didn't have a number 6.
Basically, didn't have a
It's
Patrick
a six
Vieira.
that takes almost. He's so good. He's almost press resistant. It's the wee first touches he takes to get him away from an opponent.
And he's
Partey does it obviously.
What height was he?
With Vieira,
Like 6'3"
yeah,
or something,
something like
6'4"?
that.
I think it was 6'4".
I think he's
That's
6'4".
I was going to say
Absolutely ridiculous.
total rock in the heart of
Yeah.
that
And
midfield.
big goals as well from him. He'd
That
always
way around.
drive forward with the ball, and you'd be like, "Why was he in the box? What's he doing?" And yeah, brilliant player.
Yeah.
Why was he in the box?
Scoring goals.
Scoring goals.
So,
Yeah.
Right, on to third place now. So a wee bit of a jump. This player got 71 points,
okay.
and he ranged from 6th to 1st.
Oh, first. We have our first winner on the list.
Yes, Ryan had him 6th, Jamie 5th, Aaron and Stu 4th, Grant
Yeah.
and Jacob 3rd, me, Callum and Scott 1st,
Yeah.
as Kevin De Bruyne.
You have De Bruyne over the likes of Scholes and Lampard now.
Yes.
We've discussed this before, and yes, we do.
De
I know,
Bruyne, De
I
Bruyne,
don't worry.
De Bruyne is, in my opinion, the perfect midfielder you can create if you were just to go, I'm going to build the perfect midfielder. He's 2-footed, he could shoot like Gerrard and Lampard, he can pass like Gerrard as well, and I think defensively he's better than all the ones you named.
I don't think he's better than Gerrard.
No.
Maybe not Gerrard, but
I don't think he's better than Lampard defensively. I think De Bruyne's issue is that he goes missing in big games.
Yeah, he does do that.
Does he?
Yes. I know it's not to do with this list, but a big reason that Man City have not won the Champions League
Yeah.
is that their main man, as well as Pep tactics, is that their main man who's phenomenal in the Prem just doesn't.
Yeah, and that's
It's
exactly.
often found out.
And you've said it right there. You've said not in the Prem,
Yeah.
and that's precisely what this list is. And I'm sorry, but he's been the best Premier League centre midfielder there has ever been.
Yeah.
They've won how many? How many has he won?
He's won a lot of trophies.
Aye, it's
he's part of
ridiculous.
an unbelievable,
Like, you-
expensive
I know.
assembly
I
side.
think picture how I know you've got first, and he's not even won it. He's not even won the.
we'll discuss that in a bit.
But we will discuss
We'll
it.
go
yeah.
there, we'll go.
So-
as well, De Bruyne is the only player on this list that you can say that absolutely killed a position. He killed the number 10 because he got the 10's output as an 8.
Yeah,
Phenomenal.
that's what Arsenal don't really have a 10 anymore. Like, I know Alderon's meant to be. He's an 8.
Would you
Two
say
eights.
that? Would you say that?
10's not
two
a-
players that haven't been mentioned yet, but would you say that they were 10s?
I'd say Lampard was, and I'd say
And
Gerrard's
what
an
is
8.
football
Gerrard's
today?
definitely-
Gerrard's an
Aye,
8.
Gerrard's numbers were an 8 were
Lampard's
similar to
ridiculous.
De Bruyne.
I think you've got
Goals.
more of an argument for Lampard over De Bruyne than you do Gerrard over De Bruyne. That,
So they
for
are.
me, I think Gerrard's clearly not in the top 2, in my opinion, because he's just not won the league, and I think it's honestly, you'd be silly to think
I
otherwise.
don't think that matters at all.
How does it not matter?
I don't know
Because
that.
he's part of a rubbish team, but he was phenomenal.
So,
Right, so for example,
So, like, would you never put Harry Kane in anything because he's not one?
but
it's
it-
not
it hurts
first.
them
It
though.
can't be first. It does
Well,
hurt.
what about if Kane scores 320 goals or something?
Again, it still
It
hurts.
still hurts him because he's not won
I
it.
don't think it does. At
It
all.
does.
It definitely doesn't.
I don't, like,
You cannot bring trophies in there.
we can. Like, it's the Premier League. Of course you do. Like,
I don't think you can at all.
Right,
Yes, you do.
you've lost me there, Jacob.
are you going to change yours?
I'm glad that if I've lost that, I feel happier.
Like, oh, really?
I don't think
You're
it
not going to
matters
change
at
your
all.
opinion here.
Well, that's
Why?
winning trophies has nothing to do with how good a player is.
I mean, it's a big factor.
Nah.
It
If
is.
you're that good, you carry
It
your team.
is.
Maradona won a
I'm
World
sorry.
Cup by himself.
Yeah, we're not.
For
We're,
Argentina,
They
there
were
were three other
terrible.
players
They
in
were
that.
terrible.
Aye,
There were
back
three
in the
other
day,
players in that
terrible.
team.
They won it with Napoli as well, and they won mints.
yeah.
Let's
At the World Cup.
No, well, they won the league with Napoli.
We're not.
I think speaking for my top 4, just personally that as well, I'm with you, a lot of them are very interchangeable.
Oh yeah,
Oh
definitely.
yeah.
I think it just depends on like where you put them in, like where you think of them at the time. But I agree, De Bruyne is part of that elite.
Does De Bruyne not have
Who put him
assist?
sixth?
Who put him 6?
Ryan. He had Yaya Toure third though.
Yeah.
What? No.
Wait, he had Yaya Toure above De Bruyne.
Yeah.
I think the fact that it was,
Generational.
yeah, there is a generational
And
gap.
you're going to find out more generational stuff in a minute as well.
That's wild,
I was gonna say, speaking of generational stuff, I know we've talked it on in earlier in the video. If you want to see Higgy's dad do this as well, clear the killer.
No,
That's wild.
again, another stat about De Bruyne. he has more assists than Gerrard in like 150 less
Definitely.
games.
Yeah.
He certainly does. I would much rather be passing to Aguero than a lot.
Suarez,
Strikers.
Torres.
He had hardly any time with him compared to how long De Bruyne has played by Aguero.
No, Gerrard was incredible.
There's something
We're talking about the best of the best here. We're not talking about James Ward-Prowse against Declan Rice. You know, we're talking about the best of the best. And when you're talking about them, I'm sorry, you have to take into consideration the thing they're all fighting for. You have to. I think you do. I think you do. You've got a point. You do have a point though about the Gerrard thing, the fact he played with less worse players. Yeah. And I think you can compare that to the guys just below.
He also then won a Champions League with so many average players. Whereas De Bruyne can't win it with
here's a better way to put it then. If you're doing Champions League best midfielders of all time, does De Bruyne get in your top 10?
I don't know.
Does Gerrard?
Gerrard's got a better chance
because he's won it.
Yeah. I don't think either of them. I think you put in all the Spanish ones.
Yeah, you do. But I've seen
how many games. Well, you've seen them play more because the amount of games they've won.
Well, I've seen this, and I think I've sort of watched videos of people doing that, and they've always had a short list of players, and the Gerrard's always been on there. They've never seen a De Bruyne on there because they know he's won it. He's going to be on this. He could be a potential pick because he's won it. I just don't think that he can be number one.
So you don't think Gerrard can be on the short list because he's not one?
No. I'm just saying that's my point for that. I just don't think he can be number one in a list with all these elite players. They've all won the league, bar him. You're having him one.
Yeah.
I think that's crazy. I really do. But it's each their own, Jacob.
Yeah. Right. Second place.
I know you do.
As a player.
I think makes you crazy as well.
They're still going.
Yeah, we could honestly. Jacob and I could go for another week.
Oh, we're never agreeing.
We never agree.
We never agreed on that.
Yeah. Right, second place had 80 points. So again,
how far is he from
9 points ahead?
9.
He ranged from 6th to 1st as well.
Again, 6 is wild.
Okay.
Whoever it is, it's wild.
It's one of the two. Yeah.
Scott had him 6th. Me and Callum had him 3rd. Aaron had him 2nd. Jacob, Stu, Jamie, Ryan, Grant all had him 1st.
Right, okay.
It is Steven Gerrard.
Yep. Now you see,
5 people had him 1st.
It's a lot of people.
I was going to say, I couldn't have him first for me.
Where did you have him?
I had him second.
Yeah.
It's so interchangeable with the top 4. Like for me, like the
what's the 4?
Lampard, Gerrard, Vieira, De Bruyne.
I think the top 3 is interchangeable for me. I would have been happy with any order with them 3 near enough.
They are the top 3.
I think as well with De Bruyne, he still has 2-3 years at the top game.
Of top level production.
If he
could keep doing it.
If he keeps doing it, scores more, assists more, plays more, just doing phenomenal things. Because it's not just the assists he gets. Some of the standard of the assists De Bruyne gets is ridiculous.
It's wild.
Yeah. But on it, Lampard.
And now he's got Haaland up front as well.
That's if Pep's tactics can ever find them.
He's got most assists already.
He's breaking all sorts of records next year as well. If he's still where that is. I hope he's not.
De Bruyne will be, but
I've had enough.
Haaland, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Now that Arsenal are competing with him, I've had enough. Get City. Get
39 goals.
That's ridiculous.
When I sent people these lists, only one person gave me explanations for these things, and it was Scott.
That was good of him.
He needed to do that because of last time he got rinsed.
Yeah.
He said Gerrard, if he won the league, would be top 3, but he didn't, so he's his 6th.
Okay, that's fair.
That's what he said.
Callum's an excellent point. Really
He's
good.
a good lad. He knows what he's doing.
6th is wild.
No, 6th is wrong. I think he's top 3.
Can you just tell us Scott's 5 that are above Gerrard? Is that
possible?
Yeah. Well, De Bruyne first.
Yeah.
He had Vieira above him.
Yeah.
He had Scholes above him.
Mm-hmm.
He had Toure above him.
And the person that's in first.
And the person that's in first.
And we're going to find out who that is.
I was going to say, I've got a sneaking suspicion.
Gerrard could do everything. Defence, attack. He just done everything he could. Great captain.
Cost his team the league with the slaps.
Oh, the slap. What a classic moment as well.
Unbelievable. That and Christian Bale.
I was going to say, and honestly, Pep Guardiola bringing that up this year was rather good entertainment after the old finding Man City guilty of FFP.
It was so unnecessary.
It was like insert that George Masvidal clip of it was super necessary.
Right, first place. This
better player than manager.
Yeah, man.
He got 1 more point than Gerrard.
Wow, that's so good.
This is going to be a tongue twister. This Heggie, Callum, Jacob, Stu, Jamie, Scott, Ryan, and Grant had him 2nd. Aaron had him 1st. It's Lampard.
He was
every single person 2nd, other than Aaron.
Because everyone else had either Gerrard and half had Gerrard, half had De Bruyne first, didn't they?
Yeah. So consistency won it for Lampard.
It's just the amount of goals he scored from that position is ridiculous.
It's mental.
Ridiculous.
Is it what 187 or something like that? It's a ridiculous
It's absurd.
number.
And do you know what as well? This doesn't come into it. He's a top geezer as well, isn't he?
It is a lovely.
What a guy! I love listening to his interviews.
He definitely got more time at Everton
Because he's a nice guy.
Because he's a nice
Yeah,
guy.
he's a
'Cause
terrible
now
manager.
looking at it, he was shipping goals left, right, and centre, which we didn't need to be doing.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, his best managerial accomplishment probably is Derby.
I think top four with Chelsea with no transfer,
The team
two
they
transfer
had.
windows. They just lost
Yeah.
Hazard, who was their best
Yeah.
player, and then no transfer window.
Exactly, the transfer.
Look at
market.
Potter; he's had 600 million.
I think
And
sometimes for a manager though it's easier to do what Lampard done than have all that money thrown at you with the pressure.
I agree with that as well. No, we
I mean, let's be fair. The man throwing Graham Potter the money also thinks 4-4-3 is a valid football formation, so
Yeah.
we can't take too much stock into that.
No,
No,
but
he's-
Lampard was generational.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
They thought Mason Mount was going to be anything like this man.
No, it's
The standard of his goals and assists as well, not just the number, but some absolute rockets.
Yeah.
Left foot, right foot, free kick.
Chelsea
The one
fans.
against Germany, that was a
The
good
one against Chelsea as well for Man City.
Chelsea fans can't just throw a centre mid from England and in a Chelsea strip and just say, "Oh, he's the next Frank Lampard." Like, no chance.
I mean,
Like,
I think they're just saying that though. Like they're just
Yeah.
saying that. They're not. He's not actually good. They're hoping he is. Like Bukayo Saka's gonna be the next Henry. Like he's not. He's gonna be the next Bukayo Saka. That's what he's gonna be.
I love that.
Yeah.
Nah, Lampard is top.
Yeah, top.
It's a fair list. I'm not happy with Jacob and Gerrard, but other than that, I'm happy with everything else.
That's the only thing.
No, Carrick's a bit stinky as well. In fact, it's just you.
Carrick wasn't.
It's just you and Gerrard.
Five
Oh,
people
wow.
had Gerrard first. One had Lampard, but Lampard pipped him.
I think it's De Bruyne's first personally.
Them two
so-
next to each other just doesn't work though, does it?
No.
Can you build your perfect midfield three
From that 10,
from the 10?
Vieira in the middle
Yep.
with Lampard and De Bruyne.
I think I would have one different. I'd have Keane at the anchor.
Sure. I think you need somebody to cover more ground because those two are going to go so far forward.
I think the biggest issue with
That's my
England
thing.
is that they didn't play a Michael Carrick to sit and,
You and Michael Carrick,
and
man.
let Gerrard and Lampard
Do you
go.
know,
That's
I
the
don't
biggest
think
issue.
do you know what? This Michael Carrick thing has got to go, but you know what? You're completely right. That's the one thing they kept saying that as well. So.
I don't think this man's an Everton fan. I think he's a Middlesbrough fan in disguise. Like,
Rather than playing Scholes left winger and doing this stupid 4-4-2.
You know what? No, you've actually got a point there. They should have tried to get Carrick in, but he was very good at making other players better around him. He was very good at that, but it's just that's not what this list is for.
No.
Aaron, build your midfield three.
Vieira, Lampard, Gerrard.
Okay.
Okay, fair.
I didn't give mine. I don't know. I
Michael Carrick.
Just say Carrick, Lampard, Gerrard.
Carrick, Lampard, Defoe, something like that.
my midfield three. I kind of just want to go for the main three and just make them play the way I want them to play. Just won't work though, will it?
Not for me.
Not for
I think you
me.
need to have one of Kante, Roy Keane, or Vieira in the middle.
Yeah.
I think you just do it.
I'll go for Vieira. No, I'm going Keane, Gerrard.
Oh.
Surely you go Lampard. Who's your second?
Think
I'm
about
going
it.
to go for that.
No,
yeah.
De Bruyne, that's crazy. De Bruyne plays right wing in my team there. He just plays on the right. He has
And
to.
I'll put Scholes on the left then.
And we'll Fabregas false nine.
Yeah, I get centre half.
See, we're building a full team here. That
Love it. If you enjoyed that video, there was a lot of ranting there, a bit of arguing as well.
Still friends.
This guy.
Yeah. Hit the subscribe button, like and comment your top 10 as we said at the start.
Yeah.
And as always,
Take it easy.